Welcome everyone. Today we are going to show you guys about wireless security. First of all, we would to introduce our team members. This video divided into 5 parts. Part 1 Introduction. Part 2 Wireless Security Overview. Part 3 Threats and Vulnerabilities of Wireless Systems. Part 4 How to Protect Wireless Network from Threats and Vulnerabilities, and Part 5 Conclusion. Let's start for Part 1, the introduction. The wireless market is rising quite quickly in the telecommunications industry. Wireless networking services including television, telephone, satellite and wireless local area networks, WLAN, in our everyday lives have been extensively adopted and are now a vital part of life. This mobile contact system should even be utilized as an internet connectivity tool, and the user is a fully interoperable customer that needs to guarantee that this medium of contact is protected and accessible as appropriate. The customer needs trust on authentication, sender and recipient are who they think they are, confidentiality, the message cannot be interpreted by the recipient, and integrity, the meaning was not changed. For a message received by way of the contact medium, there is also a question of security safety. Traditional physical defense measures for wired networks, firewalls and shields, can't be used to secure wireless networks. Wireless network security measures were required to allow people to utilize wireless networks and to make sure that the information and its privacy is correct. Here is some wireless security overview.
What is wireless local area network? Firstly, wireless LAN characterized as a network of data communications. Secondly, wireless LAN connect 2 or more wireless devices. Thirdly, wireless LAN connect to the broader internet through an access point, AP. Security basics. 1. WEP, wireless equivalent privacy. 2. WPA, Wi-Fi protect access. 3. Authentication, open system, and shared key. 4. Media access control address filtering. 802.11 Background is a series of protocols for device connectivity with local wireless LAN. Contains the same simple protocol over air modulation techniques. LAN/MAN IEEE is developing and preserving them. Wireless networking became first standard.
Wireless equivalent privacy. WEP provide wireless networks with some protection where WEP delivers the standard service where only authorized participants can access transiting details. Wi-Fi protected access. WEP is designed as a solid wireless network security system interoperable. WPA allowing the transition to the latest technical implementation to current Wi-Fi wireless system. Authentication open system and shared key. PSK mode enables users to authenticate with a password or token. Open authentication helps mobile stations without verifying their identities. Shared key authentication builds on encryption technologies and the question and answers between stations. MAC address filtering. 2 forms of MAC address are available. 1. The universally administrated address is the most commonly encountered form of MAC address. 2. Organization-specific identifier is the identifier used by network adapter maker. Threats and vulnerabilities of wireless system. There are many threats can happen in wireless system attack, but the most common as listed here. Denial of services. Man in the middle. Rogue access points. Encryption cracking. Brute force attacks. Besides, there are other attacks such as encryption cracking, replay attacks, phishing attacks, dictionary attack, keylogger attack, malicious code attack or script kiddie, session hijacking, shoulder surfing attacks. Denial of services, an assault that is initiated to block lawful users from accessing networks and device service. The types are TCP flood attack, ICMP, V6 flood attack and Smurf attack. Man in the Middle is an assault in cryptography, and computer protection entails the attacker moving and maybe modifying the correspondences between two people who agree that they interact explicitly with each other. The types are IP spoofing, ARP spoofing, SSL hijacking and SSL stripping. Rogue access points is a wireless access point built without a network administrator authorization on a wired network. The types are evil twin, improperly configured, unauthorized, and compromised. Encryption cracking, where user authentication is described in RFC 2828 as a method of verifying an identity asserted by or for a device individual. The types are stealing password, defrauding, and algorithm analysis. Replay attacks, where an intruder copies a post, records, user ID or key information exchanged between two users, and uses it in a bad way. Phishing attacks typically capture details on the credit card, email, password or other vulnerability. Brute force attacks, when single-digit password and tries out all the keys by name, try a great many key trial and error combinations. Dictionary attack, an assault on authentication records, which tries in a dictionary to use all available terms to produce a targeted list of the weak passwords or tries to achieve a limited number of major combination. Keylogger attack is a program which records the user's keystrokes to snatch his password. Malicious code attack, or script kiddie, where basic malicious Trojan keylogger software may be used in order to obtain power over the computer machine of the customer. Session hijacking, where intruder uses a TCP connection between a web server and a web client for the intent of stealing the connection token to enter the session unauthorized. Shoulder surfing attacks, and attacks using social manipulation, such as manipulating the user's keypad access or collecting his personal details to verify if it is a password or a part of the password. Part 4. How to protect wireless network from threats and vulnerabilities. ZLAN Vulnerability Diagnostic Tool. Use systems that attack virtual wireless networks to see the most vulnerable part of the network. Web-based spoofing detection. Verifies whether a correct IEEE identifier is allocated to the Web portion of a MAC address. Fingerprinting-based spoofing detection. Identification verifies that the fingerprint of NIC suits the address of the supplier. Dictionary attack countermeasure. User education. Dynamic password. Use of token. Computer-generated passwords. MITM attack countermeasure. Message can be encoded by standard encryption methods such as the 128-bit or the stream cipher RC4. Replay attacks countermeasure. Timestamp and authentication tokens may be included. Phishing attacks countermeasure. Encrypted certificates may be used. Brute force attack countermeasure. Prevention by CAPTCHA, automated public Turing test. Keylogger attack countermeasure. A virtual keyboard can be used. Malicious code attack countermeasure. Patches and antivirus software and operating system must be updated regularly. Shoulder surfing attacks countermeasure. Have incorrect safety facts and spelling mistakes. For conclusion, wireless network organizations, by their diligent planning, deployment and administration, will remove much of the protection threats of wireless network. The implementation of wireless standards and protection protocols will strengthen LAN protection, while the creation of wireless standards and safety protocols will enhance LAN security. Finally, regardless of the outcomes, wireless LANs will thrive and remain here even though the technology looks and sounds fresh in the coming years.